What is up, guys? Wraec is here with a new video, and today we're going to summon for Shadewing. Yeah, the guy's finally released. We saw the trailer and everything. It is a kind of fancy hero. So far, I haven't really heard too much good. We're going to summon him. We are going to test him in the teams that I really wanted to see. So we are going to get a first impression. And of course, as always, there is going to be like a full review and everything coming up. The cool thing about this guy really is that he has this venom. That is like the start of the fight. He will swing into the air, soar into the air, they say, and inflict this withering curse on all the enemies, which basically is like an instant fizz and magic death reduction by 20%, will convert any continuous damage they take into curse value and then lash out. So basically you want to deal continuous damage to the enemies. Yeah, and well, really we have to see. I mean, we do have heroes that deal continuous damage. I would assume that's something like Bonnie, which is the same faction, so it's kind of cool. I don't know how what else would count. I first misread this actually and didn't read like the continuous damage part, and I thought, well, maybe you can just put this guy into a Perseus team, because not only, well, will this curse lash out, we also have of course the fizz and magic death debuff there for the enemy, which is nice if you have like Perseus wanting to do some extra damage, but then this will also be converted to true damage later on. And I thought, well, kind of like hitting an enemy with Perseus and then having this extra effect that deals a bunch of true damage to them. That sounds pretty good, actually. So that was like my first thought, but I assume it doesn't work, granted that it says continuous damage. Well, never mind, let's just hop into the summons and we'll see what happens there and if we can make something happen, if it's going to be cool. I think that's really the big question here. I haven't even seen if this guy's an A tier or an S tier. I think it's an A tier. It is an A tier. So that answered the question fairly fast. Well, do we get to see the animation? A-tier animation, usually not worth it. Usually not worth it, I have to say it. Kind of like a small animation usually. They don't really put too much effort into that, but and always hide it behind at least 8 hamsters. That is the bare minimum, ladies and gentlemen, where we hide an animation like this. 8 hamsters. So you definitely get to see all the different hamster animations today. That felt like more than 8. That is a better animation for an A tier than I've seen for most, if I'm honest. Wraec as well. Okay, pretty cool. Let's skip the rest. Now let's see. I like the character design. I really do like the character design. I think many people do like it. It's very, very cool. And I hope, honestly, we get like the little cloak thing he has as a cosmetic. We never have ever gotten like really a hero cosmetic, I think. Big pack here, of course. 1,250. Well, it's a smaller one. For A tier, they always do like half the pack, we can say. But still well worth it. It's still a pretty good pack. 1,250 dragon crystals, of course. No problem at all, because we bought them at LD Shop. LD Shop, your #1 source for dragon crystal. Sponsoring this video too, so definitely I recommend you check out the link in the description where you will find my link to LD Shop. You can get dragon crystals a whole lot cheaper here than in game, and save a little bit extra even when you register an account through said link in the description, because then you will get a 15% and a 5% discount coupon, and even later they will give you some more discount coupons as well. So a whole lot of savings going on here for LD Shop. Make sure you use the link in the description to support my channel as well. Basically, every time you want to purchase something there, just click on that link, so you get like a special URL that brings you to a shop where you pay the same as like through the regular LD Shop site, but you support my channel as well. That of course helps with such summoning videos, because, well, we can afford a few dragon crystals. So that is very good. I'm not too sure yet how far we summon this guy. I really just didn't want to spend gems, because we have the collab coming up, made the video on that. You might have seen it. We did some predictions for the skills, which will be fairly interesting. There's some potential there I see for Laos. We don't really know about Marsilia too much. Will still be fairly interesting if you want to see more details about this, my predictions and everything. Definitely check out my last video. I think we got a few pieces of information there that weren't spread too much back to back here, and where there is a high likelihood at least that they are right. So of course not confirmed yet. They might still go ahead, change the skills or do something else there. It's all still on their side, nothing's released yet. So the creative authority in that sense is still absolutely on their side. But I still think that we are fairly close, and I would be surprised if they still change the skills or change something from the ult animations that we mainly analyzed within the video. For Shadewing now, so what do we do? I mean, like, the obvious thing is to go with the Bonnie team, stall out the fight. It's damage over time. That alone has me a little bit worried that he will have a tough time, because we are not really in a damage over time meta in that sense. We are on a highly conditional win meta, which doesn't necessarily mean that fights are short. Not in every scenario. Cider teams are a pretty cool example for that. But usually you are working towards a condition. And so far, conditions could be something like a Pandora team, where you have like your 4 seconds and then want to launch a big ult, or some Perseus team, which is essentially a burst team in that sense. Or Cider, where you want to get to the 3 ults really, or some form of the Thalia Soul team, which often also includes Cider, where you just want to drag out the fight long enough for your Thalia to deal most of the damage. And the question will be, is he like a free-to-play version of Thalia that can keep up with him, or will he just straight up be worse? Will he be worth summoning? I am very happy that we get another A tier here in the Graveborn faction, because I am certainly running out of those, which leads me to believe that I probably won't go for like a P4 on this guy. Probably not. Maybe we will go Supreme Plus, obviously, at least. And if we go beyond that, I think will be a little bit of a question of the mechanics. Question is also, and that it remains something to be tested, is how does he interact with heroes of the likes of Mihira, where the illusion could potentially stop him from doing his poison and his curse, which would be absolutely annoying. So question is, how does that work? And for Mihira, it's like from hero to hero different, so it could work, it could just be blocked, we don't know. We'll have to see about that. Then again, many people didn't summon for Mihira, so she really didn't make too much of an impact in PvP, which I'm pretty happy for, that I don't have to deal with her, because she was very annoying on Pioneer. Despite not being super strong, it was just like the way she worked was quite bothersome, because it made like you needed to make certain adjustments to your team that you just had to know from a hero to hero basis. So you had built your Perseus team, and then you needed to know that your Zandrock needed to be protected. Ooh, let's go, the double! Nice! And we get the Lenya, most used hero for their ads, by the way. To an absolute despicable amount. So that was like a little bit crazy. So let's see how far we are. Yeah, the thing so for me here is really need to know every single hero in the game. We are way too far. We are way too far, I think. 87. That is too much. But we take it. Maybe we get a P1 still. The P1 could be alright. Nice P1 on him. That design is cool. It looks a little like a spine there in the front. He has those glowing pieces with the wings. That's really great. That's honestly S tier design. I wouldn't mind to be for Shadewing to be like a strong hero. With that design, definitely. Oh, that could be cool. Imagine they do some skin for him, amplify like the wings a little bit. I like that he drags them around. That it's not like an angelic view. It's more like he has those wings. He drags them behind him. That's great. That's great. That's really great. That we'll have to see. Yeah, and the thing was, for the Mihira teams, you kind of needed to know that your Zandrock need to be protected, otherwise his passive would trigger 10 seconds late, but you didn't need to protect your Perseus or your Lily May, and Lily May would do her second ability right at the start, which would protect her, and that all was something you need to know really on a hero-to-hero basis, which was really annoying. And then some passive skills would trigger, like Dunlinger would still do his bell, which is, well, accurately said it's part of his ult, that his bell triggers. Hero focus. I would have forgotten that again. People were making jokes. So for everybody that wrote in the comments recently, you know who you are. Hero focus this time. Oh, crazy. That could be really interesting, because like for him, look at that. For him, that's his passive skill when battle starts. For Dunlinger, if we check him out. Let's quickly go there. For Dunlinger, that is part of his ult. So it's not really like a passive skill, it's a passive part of the ult. Could make a difference. I have to test it. No way around that. We still have 258. Let's just continue. How many more we had? We had like 24, we needed 45. It's 8 per, so we need about 3 drops. Let's quickly get those. Then we have a P1. I think P1 is pretty cool. We got fairly lucky. I thought there would be another one, but that's okay. It's interesting that we can summon in this type so often. It works out. Usually I'm quite unlucky. There we got another one. I think that was Pity Timer. 2 more. Come on, another double drop. I want to get like a triple drop from Raid Up. I think we have never gotten a triple drop. Have you guys gotten a triple drop? Like 3 of the Raid Up heroes in one 10 bomb? Tell me down in the comments if you got that. Because I certainly haven't been that lucky. I think even double is like rare. I think it's like 3 or 4 heroes where I got a double. And I summoned every single hero at least to Supreme Plus. Next one, we skip that because it was Pity. And that's the last one we need to get. Come on, back to back. Ah, no back to back. Now they give me a triple, and they're like, ah, come on, summon 2p2. Come on. I thought for a second that was it. But I take a Zenny. Very, very nice. Ah, Pity Timer again. Okay, those last weren't too lucky. Really weren't too lucky. And there we go. So that should give us a nice Paragon 1. We are going to go for the plus 10 immediately. And I think that is a pretty good state for the moment. I don't really know which charms this guy has. So let's see. I even had like a setup already for the Perseus team. Let's test it. Let's test the idea of the Perseus team that I said at the beginning. We're going to go for plus 10 because that's like this converts 85% of damage dealt by Withering Curse Lash into true damage. So I definitely want to have that. That sounds fairly fancy. That really does sound fairly fancy. What do we get here? Depth, Penetration, Execution. Execution is cool. Execution really is cool. Damage dealt up to 36%. Cool. And then let's get charms as well. We can of course buy those. So that is very, very, very cheap. Let's buy all of them. And yellow charms as well. Socket. What do we get here? First 15 seconds of battle reduces damage taken by 35%. Increases damage by 40% after duration ends. Makes sense for a damage over time hero. Not really a burst hero thing. Let's search for somebody that we can fight. Well, okay, wait. Or first I show you the team that I first thought of making, and then it really clicked, and I thought, okay, well, it doesn't seem to be the case that this is such a good move on my side because it's not continuous damage. Where is he? There. Idea was to go like this. To have like the Ludovic in here, because Ludovic with the charms can provide a buff, and then we have 3 Graveborn heroes without the Zendrog, and we are fairly immune to something like Mihira or CC in general as well, because we have like unaffected on both of the back heroes, we have Pact Bond, we have pretty big heal there, so I thought this could be fairly cool, this could be a fairly tanky team, but I doubt it's going to be that strong really. I don't know even who we are going to fight. Oh, Trexie no longer number 1. Pepsi is now number 1. Atraxi was number 1 forever. 5 days ago active. Oh no! Are we losing Atraxi? Damn! That is insane. That is insane. Okay, I didn't see that one coming. That would be insane if we lost Atraxi in the game. It's like another big whale. Don't think the game can take that. Targeting Ludovic I think is fairly fine. I don't really want him. Or do I want to target them to target Shadewing? Do I want that? It's a fairly resilient team, by the way. I don't want to go like this. Definitely. Wait, how do we do this? A little bit into the front. No, I don't like that. So close. Could go like this. And it's on the Dunlinger though. It's also not very cool. At least that's a tank, I guess. Let's try it like this. So double speed away. We do have the curse now on the enemies. Still fairly tanky. The good thing so far was that our Shadewing was kind of hiding. I doubt that's going to be the case for much longer. Are we cheating with the artifact? I didn't see. I want to see the damage. I mean, he doesn't really have continuous damage. We have to test it a little bit more, I think. It's very, very difficult. So, I mean, the continuous damage does get converted. There we have 2 swords, but that's the first time I see 2 swords. I don't know, Shadewing's already dead. So I don't know, we're probably going to lose to that Cider now. We have the Burial still. Yeah, we're going to lose to that Cider. But it will still be interesting to see the damage. Hey, please kill that guy. What the hell? Ludovic, stop tanking, please. We want to end this fight. Okay, we have a very veritable Paragon advantage. Is that good damage? Oh, it was odd damage by Ludovic, but Ludovic lived much longer. So definitely not the team for him, I guess. I mean, it's also difficult for him to deal damage nonetheless. That's why I hate testing this stuff on this server. Because whatever he does, he will always have this little disadvantage if we take him into PvP. Where, okay, Inspiration, Intimidation, my entire team gets a disadvantage, but for him specifically, he just lacks the damage boost. If I fight P4s with him, which with the other heroes I should arguably do, if I fight P4s with him, my damage boost is just like 6%, and this is there to counter the opponent's damage reduction, and on like a P4 hero, damage reduction alone is like 24%. So you will always deal less damage against the enemies. So P1 unit versus P4 unit in this case, it's always a little tough. So we would need him at P4, I guess. I need to like test out a few more teams. Maybe we just go do one more test with like a continuous damage team. With something like not really Perseus, maybe more like Bonnie. Okay, this seems stupid, but I kind of like it. I don't know. I kind of like it. It could go like this. It will still work. Do we put him to the front? I don't think he can take that. I put Muriel in here because Muriel kind of has damage over time as well. I don't know if this has any chance to work. We are absolutely out Paragoned. Against the Thalia, damage over time will be difficult. We do get the swords. You see that? Yeah, it's a big difference. I don't know if it's like enough. But we do get the swords a lot faster. So the damage is there. It's just that our survivability is not enough to like put the damage to the enemy. Ooh, there we saw it. That was the curse lashing out. It can happen every 3 seconds. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. That's really good. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I probably wouldn't have needed the Mirror L. I wanna do like another test. Let's do another test. I think Mirror L is great and all, but I think the key is really Bonnie. Having like Bonnie, having decent spread, and to spread Bonnie, obviously you need magic damage. I think another hero we talked about in this video could be very viable in combination with that. That would be Mahira, because on top of everything else, I mean, we do get like the extra CC. Do we wanna do this? Just like getting the Mahira ult? The stun is great and all, but the CC from Mahira is of course a lot more potent. The only problem is we run over here and she's Supreme Plus. The barrier could actually unwillingly keep her alive, which is kind of fun. Cider, no! She's even struggling. Yeah, the damage over time is still going to kill her. Okay, that sadly didn't really work out. That took a lot more time than it gave us. I think if we had the P4, maybe it would have worked out. But it was dumb from me, because obviously she doesn't get an energy. She does get less energy. Ooh, but Siren! Let's do Siren! I can see that. Or you get Pandora the Bonnie. But that would delay the damage over time. Then we would get the damage over time later if you Pandora the Bonnie. And we don't want to make this video super long. I think it already is kind of long. We are already cheating, by the way. We're cheating a little bit. It would be interesting to see if the effect of the Ludovic of the Siren would be considered damage over time. The Bonnie stat, obviously, doesn't matter really. If that, because we hit them now continuously, obviously. If that would be considered damage over time. Shadewing still survived for a fairly good amount of time. Cider now dying pretty quickly. We got nuked. I think if we put like the Cider in there, we would have a good chance to survive. Just like if the damage over time is gone, we don't have the curse anymore. You see that? The curse is gone as well. This is ridiculous. Hey, the damage is good. The damage is really good. Like if you see the amount of damage that he deals for being P1, that's fairly crazy. Like that's a really good unit for an A tier. I don't know if he's like something you want to summon. I feel like at the same time we are lacking a few units. I honestly think I would need a few more things to make this work. We have on the one hand, we are of course fighting a crazy team here with Atraxi. Absolutely crazy. We are of course, but also fighting a normal team, and we are cheating a little bit with Pack Bond here to increase our survivability, which is probably one of the strongest survivability artifacts we have seen so far, and something we might not have in every single season. So we would need to supplement different heroes there for more survivability, something like Kellen, which isn't nearly the same in terms of survivability compared to Pack Bond. And then the survivability of Shadewing is the question. You can always kind of go Eliseth to increase survivability. With Mihira, I could see this be a lot stronger. So that would be a combination that I would like to try. I think Mihira, the team just didn't work because or Mihira is like a little bit too low. She would need more energy to make that work. And then if you just drag it out, maybe get a few more damage over time units. And also at the same time, we still have to test what is damage over time. Is it just like an effect that deals continuous hits? Then something like a Siren could be damage over time, the old. And damage over time effects in general if we have, or just damage over time effects in general. Like poison effects, something from the OD. So that is something that I definitely want to test. I'm surprisingly positive about the unit. I heard a lot of negative things. I don't want to say like he's a summon. In all likelihood, for the most people, he isn't. Because this damage won't really scale a whole lot. It will scale a little bit with the Mythic Plus going to 36%. But I don't think it will scale like to the extent that you need for PvE. I think it will be there for Dream Realm, but for PvP, I expected way less. I can tell you that. So, positive surprise here. Let me know your thoughts about Shadewing down in the comments. Other than that, I just wish you a great day. Wait, before we do that, let's check out the ult animation. I haven't really seen that yet. Let's check this out. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, I like that. That will be the thumbnail. Thank you, AFK Johnny, for an easy thumbnail. Always appreciate it. And with that, wish you a great day. Hit that subscribe button, hit that hype button. We'll see us in the next one.